Welcome to The Real America. I hope you're having a great day because we are here to hang out with you. All right, are you ladies ready for some girl chat? I know I am.
Me
I've
and
been waiting all day.
my
Let's do
sleeves
this.
are ready.
All right, so you know that some of the realest conversations go down in the clubhouse, right? Well, recently, Spiritual Word reposted a tweet from a user named Lala who said, this girl on Clubhouse said men need to start dating women they actually like instead of dating certain women to impress other men. I say truth to that. And if you read through the comments, so many women were saying that this was facts. Ladies, what is your take on this? Do you feel like men, try to date a woman to impress their friends?
Absolutely.
Don't act like
they
women
do.
don't do it either.
Of course. I think everybody does.
Yeah.
It's called a piece
That
on
part.
your arm. It's called a trophy.
Yeah.
It's called like a prize. And it's not necessarily a genuine relationship. Is this a new thing? I feel like a lot of people have sometime in their
I just
life.
think it's
Really?
Yeah, I don't think it's a new thing, but I
It's
feel like,
not.
some men sort of, it's the come up, They get a big house, they get a fancy car, they get a girl who looks like the Kardashians seem to be the look of the moment, the taste of the moment. And I feel like a lot of guys, that's a way of impressing their friends if they have a girl who looks like that. So, or guys who, all of a sudden make it as an actor or something big, and all of a sudden, they upgrade from their wife. I think it happens all the time, and I think it's really not cool, if you ask me.
Do you guys think that
mean-
there's two different types of men? There is the man that loves to show off his wife, who wants her to wear, sexy things, low cut,
Yes.
revealing, booty popping, want all his boys and all of them to be like, dang, she got all, right? And then there's the other man that's like, nah. That's like, no way. Don't want everybody looking at my woman in that certain type of way. Almost want someone that's more covered up, more laid back, more, some would even say, and I
Modest?
hate this term, but like homely, modest. But you know what I mean? Do you ever seen somebody where you're like, that almost looked like his mama? Like, there are two different types.
Yes.
Yes, but I remember that going all the way back to high school. Do you guys remember in high school, the women in high school were separated into two groups. Women that you wanna, and women that were wifey material. I mean, straight up. You
Yeah,
either
that's
fit in one or
exactly.
the other, depending on how you looked or what assets you wanted to show off. Yeah. It's so weird, but
Assets.
I want to make sure what you said, Adrian, that rings clear. Women, you all do it too, and it happens a lot when you get broken
Absolutely.
up with. When women get broken up with in some weird toxic way, whose ever fault it was, she want to come out banging with like the guy that's gonna make her look like life's all of a sudden solved. Like his problems are gone. This is the dream man. He might have the six pack. He might have the Bentley, like whatever it is. And I don't know. I mean, it's a weird thing, but I feel like everybody's kind of gone through that. Right?
Yeah, that's the problem. Peer pressure is a hell of a thing. And especially with these young people, everybody wants to question, why can't I find a person? Or why isn't this working out? Well, it's because you're trying to impress and you're being influenced by social media. And what this girl was saying in this post was really take time to, the person may not look like what your friends think you should be with, but that doesn't matter. As a matter of fact,
Exactly.
people, when I finally, became public with James, a lot of people on the gram was like, well, we didn't think
I read
that's
some
what
of
you
those
was
tweets,
gonna be
yeah.
with.
Same.
Yeah.
How long did you date James before you went official? I'm curious.
It was about a year that we really were
Really?
talking, dating, getting to know each other and everything. And it was like, it was a calculated decision to come out because we were going to start going on red carpets and things together. So I had to do it. But it was amazing to me how people judge you and they think that you should be with a certain type of person. That's the
Yeah.
thing.
Okay,
And they were
two things
surprised.
I've heard.
That's
Two things I've heard.
hurtful,
One,
man.
question for everyone here right now. If you were with the person that society would expect you to be with, would you be happy today?
Probably not.
Like
But I've
what
never
their
done anything
ideal
like
in
that.
their
That's
mind.
what
Say though.
No, but I think
no.
for women who are adults, who here has done anything based on what society has told you to do? I mean, at that point,
But funny enough,
that's a very different
enough,
part of your life where you start listening to
the
people.
three of us
and
are
making
with
life
people that
decisions
people
off
would
of
not
it.
expect. The three of
Yeah.
us are with people that society would not expect. That if it was up to them,
Right.
we would not be with. So that even puts into perspective that yes, like you just said, Jeannie, we're doing things that are based on what our heart thinks is the right thing to do versus what, you know, society or what looks the right
Approves,
thing or
what society
fits-
approves.
That's the word. That's
Right.
the word. What they approve, what they think is who you should be with. On top of that, the second question was something I can't remember, so let's move right along.
Well, the thing is, I wrote a list. What I always tell people, when you're trying to figure out who you want to be with in your life, especially as you get older, write a
Yeah.
list of things and figure out what is it that makes you happy. Like, I like going to
Yeah.
concerts. I like going to classical concerts. I like, I like solving math problems. I want somebody that's going to help me. And, so I had this list of things that maybe were lame to some people or weird or quirky, but it's like, that's what you have to do. And that's what this girl is saying. Find somebody that you like. Find somebody that likes the things that you like and that won't make you feel crazy. Because really, I really don't like a person that smokes weed. I don't like I'm okay with people smoking marijuana,
But
but
that's not
I
who
don't
you
like
wanna
my
be in a
partner.
relationship
Not your
with.
partner.
Exactly, because I don't do it.
Right.
That's
That's all I'm
fine.
saying. I need a person that gonna drink. That's it. That's for me. It's like, so figure
Right.
out what you like.
what
and
you
that's all
want.
she's saying.
Right.
And let me
Exactly.
tell you, based off of those things that Garcelle was saying about dating someone so that it looks good to everyone else, that's why there are so many unhappy relationships out there.
Very
Well, moving
unhappy.
right along.
Yes.
Up next, a recent article on iDiva decided to look at if your living situation with someone really changes after you say I do. And believe it or not, you guys, they said that there are some major differences when you're living with someone in a relationship versus living with someone as a married couple. They said that non-married couples who cohabitate just aren't as committed to each other, and that married couples actually have a lower rate of chronic disease and depression. So ladies, what are the differences in your mind when it comes to, oh, I'm just living with somebody in a relationship versus I am living with the man that I married?
I don't think that that's true. For me, it's not true because I'm very committed, I'm very loyal, and the person that I'm living with is very committed and very loyal. The difference to me with marriage is I feel like marriage is when, for me as an older person, I don't need it because I take care of myself. I like having certain liberties. So yeah, I understand the commitment, not being so committed, but I'm talking about when it comes to loyalty, I'm not looking for anybody else. He's not looking for anybody else. And in some marriages, you don't get that. So I think it really depends on the relationship versus saying marriage. Because for me, marriage is more of really a contract and the legalities of it. You have taxes that you have to share, things like that. I don't have that because I've been taking care of myself for so long, and he has his own business and everything. So we both take care of each other and we take care of each other separately. But to me, it's not about a commitment. Once you decide who you want to be with, your loyalty is going to be with them, and it's a beautiful thing. So I don't think marriage, for me, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I think, but once you're married, though, I feel like there's a safety to it. Not to say that if you're not married, you're not committed, but there's a thing that you can't just walk out the door and say, I'm done. I feel like there's more safety. There's also, if somebody gets sick and you need a next of kin or somebody on your, hospital thing saying who's responsible, your emergency contact. I think there's a safety about being married that is different if you're just in a relationship that anybody can walk out the door any minute.
That's the reason why a lot of people do marry, because it's a protection. It's a protection of a commitment. That's what I would say. It's a protection of a commitment so that person does not walk on you. And with that said, that could be a positive or a negative to some people, because for some people, being married is like a ball and a chain to them. And they feel like, I can't be with anybody else. My life is over. And that's just not true. It's a beauty to commitment. It just depends on how you look at it.
That is so true. That is so true. I feel like I liked the idea of marriage because I saw my parents being married, and I also loved the idea of creating a family. And for me, that was really important, that we have the structure of a family in the sense of we are husband and wife. Also, I think for for me, for biblical purposes as well, I really wanted not just the commitment to that other person, but a vow and a commitment that we made together under God. So that for me was important, and that with our children that we'd all share a last name, and just like very traditional things like that made it special and significant to me.
And you're gonna have children. That I think
Yeah.
if you're gonna have children, you should be married. You know.
I would never
And I'm
say
just
that
gonna
two
at least
people
start.
who I would never say that two people who are life partners or living partners are less committed than married people, because we know a whole gang of married people that don't even know what the
So
word commitment
true.
means. But
Okay.
I absolutely think that when you
Yep.
make that leap and that permanent move to marry each other, when it's like governmental now and you guys are united legally, it is much more difficult to sever than just living together. And for that reason, some people look at that as a very strong blessing. I know for Jay and I, when we first dated, we talked a lot about marriage. And for me, after coming out of divorce, I was like, I'm not so sure if I'm ready to marry again. You guys know that was something that really wounded me. And,
Yeah.
I was really honest about that up front. But Jay, he was very much like, no, I really want a traditional marriage. And the way I look at you and the way that I date with you, I want it to be difficult for us to break up. I want it to be difficult for us to walk away, no matter how hard things get. So if marriage is that commitment that makes you say, no, I'm putting all in, and let's make it difficult to sever, then that's the move that I'm willing to make. And when I've never heard somebody say that before, to actually look at the what ifs and consider that as the reason why you want to choose marriage, because you want it to be that hard, because you don't want to just change the locks and unpack your things and leave. No, you have to look at every witness in your wedding and say why you guys decided to dissolve the marriage or why you guys decided to break up. Like, that's something I can't bear to do again. And so because of that, marriage was the number one option for us, because we wanted to do something permanent to seal our matrimony, So I can definitely say that when I was dating and if I had looked at being with somebody, I wanted to avoid marriage so that it was easier in case things didn't work out. So I had my own emergency
Yes.
contacts. I had my own life insurance dependees. I had everybody
Protection.
set so that I didn't have to
Yeah,
be
yeah,
in
you
this
had your
web
guard up.
person. But right. But in meeting Jay, you can actually meet somebody who you're like, you know what? Let's make it the hardest way possible so that we are actually so bonded, the word bonded, that we can't break that apart. And so we put everything in our entire life into making this marriage work. And that, when I see
you
that
gonna
now,
think
marriage
this
is a whole
through.
different. Yes,
Right.
yes, yeah.
A woman recently took to Reddit to air out her frustration with her man's choice of a certain word towards her. She said the way her partner uses the word relax when they argue infuriates her. And it seems like a lot of people agreed that being told to relax when you're upset actually makes them do the complete opposite. It totally makes
Yep.
them go berserk. So ladies, I'm
Yep.
curious if there are any words, or the word relax kills you, are there any phrases as well that can totally set you off? You're nodding your head already, Jeannie. You don't like relax?
Girl, let's not stop at relax, okay? For all the gentlemen who are deciding to watch our show right now, learn a little something. It also goes, you can't say relax, you can't say calm down, you can't say what's wrong with you, you can't say, are you on your period? Don't you dare say,
Ooh.
oh my God, what's up with you today? Don't say any of these things to me, because it's gonna be World War IV, seriously.
We done missed a whole. Okay, 3. We skipped
World
3,
War
and we're
III.
gonna go to 4.
World War III.
Okay.
But listen, no, why is it that men, when they're arguing with us, they think it's gonna help the situation to say words that make it more of our issue than them with us in the problem. You know what I mean? They make it seem like, oh, something's up with you. You just need a moment to yourself. You need to calm down. It's like, that makes us even more aggravated. It's the worst thing ever.
Yep.
She feels some type of way.
Relax.
I can't
Relax
stand
triggers me.
It's Jeannie. Jeannie,
It
relax.
triggers me
Relax.
like nobody's business.
No, oh, the worst. That doesn't happen to you.
Why, you guys? I don't know. I'm not reactive to words like that. Like, I'm just not. I'm not reactive. I'm just not. Like, relax. I just would probably not even hear them say relax. I'm just going on with my rant. I probably wouldn't even hear him say it. I would be offended by the period comment for sure. Like, oh,
Yes.
anytime you're on your period, I'm like, oh, hell no. It ain't my period. It's you. You the problem, not the period. You.
Exactly.
I'm with you.
That would piss me off.
I think what triggers me, if anybody, you know this, what triggers me? Adrian, and Jeannie know. So they know the word.
So
the
what
one
is it,
word
guys?
that
What is
triggers
it?
me.
She does not want to be called a liar. Do not call Lonnie a liar. And
Me
don't
too.
call her a bitch either. She really does not like that.
No, bitch is okay.
Like it. I mean, it depends. If you know her like that, if you don't know her like that,
Yeah.
then you can't play like that.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
liar, she
is
doesn't
the
like
trigger.
liar. Even if you're joking, it's not a joke. She don't play them.
I
games.
also
Like,
don't
if you
think.
really
I
want-
don't, also with
Yeah, you
Lonnie,
did.
I don't.
You
think,
lied.
I don't think handling things in front of other people is Lonnie's jam. I think as a woman, a grown up, like coming woman to woman and having like a talk privately is definitely like where Lonnie can actually like have a good conversation. If you trying to
Yeah.
like get crazy in front of people and things like that, that's like not good.
I'm very
I think
private.
I'm the
when it comes
same.
to that.
Same
Lonnie,
here.
I think I'm the same.
And my-
like, if Iz ever
Yes.
tried to check me in front of people, instead of de-escalating the thing, I feel like you took it there, and now I'm gonna escalate it. Like, if you tried to
Yeah.
play me, now I'm about to play
Yeah.
you, and then you're gonna play me, and this is just gonna keep going and going. It's
What
gonna
about
escalate
this?
and not be cute.
Let me add this to the escalation list. How about if your friend has a problem with you, which I'm pretty sure all of us would say it's an open door policy to always come and talk to us about whatever problem it is.
Yes.
What if when they go talk about you to someone else, to air out whatever they think about you and their problems with you, all of a sudden that problem has reached new heights because now we got a third party in our circle when you could have just came to me?
Unacceptable.
That does me so wrong, man.
Yeah.
Well, Garcia,
Oh,
what's your
absolutely not.
trigger? That's what we need to know. What's your triggers? I know not
Yeah,
to do
tell
it.
us so we don't know what to say.
I don't even want to say it. No, my trigger is relax. If I'm talking to you and I'm heated, don't tell me to relax. Don't call me a liar. Don't tell me, like, you know what? Now's not the time. Oh, no, now's the time. Now is the time to talk about it. Like, when I want to talk about it, I
Now's
want
not
to
the
talk about
time.
it.
Have you ever heard a compliment that sounded more like an insult? You know, like, well, believe it or not, it's a word for it. Forbes calls it a complisult. It's kind of like a backhanded compliment, like when you tell someone, I like that dress, it almost fits you. And the complisult is actually used by a lot of men as a form of nagging to try to pick up women. So they think that girls with low self-esteem will feel some need to want to prove themselves to the guy after being complisulted. So, ladies, what are your thoughts on the complisult? You was a
One
tree monster
time-
when you was younger, but you're cute now. That's
Right? Right.
Wow. Somebody once told, wait, I don't know if this is, somebody once told a guy friend of mine he had on a pair of dope boots, and another guy walked up to him and said, yo, fam, those are some dope shoes. They sell those in men's too? He was so offended. He was so offended. He was like, what? And he
But
didn't
that's a
catch on.
straight up diss, though. That was a straight up diss. There's no
He was like,
compliment.
no, I really, no, he was like, I really like your shoes. They're really dope, dude. But do they have them in men's? Like, they looked a little fat.
so wrong.
There's no way that's a
wrong.
compliment.
That's not right.
How would
Well,
you complisult somebody? Or if someone complisulted you, do you call them out? Because I'm very sarcastic. I'll come right back with something.
Well,
Right,
here's
right.
one. You look so rested. Are you okay?
Ha!
I'm
Okay, see,
bitch,
here's
this
the
is
thing,
just how
though.
the Lord made me. Stunning.
I think there's a fine line. I think there's definitely what Adrian just shared. That was definitely an insult. That was a diss for sure. But then there's also people who just say what they see, and then some people take it as an insult because they're insecure. Like, I think it's them taking it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember I complimented someone one time, and I was like, oh my God, you look so pretty today. And she literally turned around and was like, oh, you saying I look whack other days? And I was like, what the hell does that have to do with
yeah.
anything? Literally just like that. And I was like, no, that's you, man. That's you in your head. And I really am just complimenting how you look today. You know what I mean? So I think there's that. But I know when I run into fans all the time, they always tell me, oh my God, you're so much smaller in person. And I'm always like, I don't want to get coming off of what I just said. I check myself going, okay, Jeannie, don't go thinking like, insecurely.
Sometimes
that
it's our
you are
own
big on
insecurity.
Screen. Right.
Yeah.
So I try to just really think like, oh, maybe I just got I do have a big head. Maybe my head's big on screen. All they see is this. So I think maybe it's just my
but
head
men
and
are
her
doing that.
now you're matching it to my body.
Right, that's
Yeah.
what the
For
article
yes.
sure.
said.
Watch out for that.
Yeah.
And also, like when you see a baby, you go, your baby's so cute as it can be.